Alright, so we're actually in South Carolina right now. Yesterday, there's a huge car show. It's about an hour from us. We went down, man, and there was a lot of nice 69, 70, you know, there's a lot of cars, but Mustangs in particular. And none of them have Coyotes in them. In fact, we only saw one F100 with a Coyote swapped in it. And I don't know if y'all remember, at one point I had posted a 68 like coupe. It was a guy that was working for me at the time. It was his car, and we were going to kind of go in together and do it. And it just didn't pan out. He ended up having to sell it, some stuff like that. But on the way home yesterday, I ended up just getting on Marketplace and came across a 70 Fastback car for like $2,500. Now, yeah, it's, you know, the guy said it's got some rust in the floor, I think in the quarter panel. You know, I don't expect a perfect car, obviously, but a lot of times, you know, I've seen just what I'm assuming from looking at pictures anyway. I haven't went and looked at any cars. Cars in similar shape, I mean, just listed for stupid money. So we've made the drive today, and we're about 10 minutes out. I guess we'll film some stuff, but, you know, hopefully the car's worth buying. Because, I mean, for the last few years, I kind of just had the idea in my head to build. I would like to build something like this and drift it. Now, I mean, no one's doing that. I mean, I know Vaughn's got his 69. That's super cool. And he does, yeah, he's drifted it. You just don't see much of the car. And, I mean, these always kind of been one of my favorite cars as well. So, I mean, I'm doing it for me. But also, I think it'd be cool. I think it'd help my business, all that. So, the plan is, if we end up getting it, is hopefully to run basically the S550 front subframe in it, which will actually fix a lot of issues. It'll, you got to cut the strut towers out anyways, and I know a lot of people go to Mustang 2 stuff, but for cost wise, I already have a bunch of S550 stuff. I've already got an angle kit I've developed for it, which, you know, it's kind of been on the back burner. At the end of the day, I mean, I have to make money, so this will give me that opportunity, though, to further run that. It kind of has made me more excited to get back to working on stuff, because here lately I've just been doing stuff that makes money. I hadn't, like, if I were to put money in my S550 right now, I'm not going to go out and drive that car all the time at tracks. Like, it more or less would just sit. Whereas this has kind of got me back excited to do this stuff. And I will campaign it. And not only can I just take it to the track, I can take it to some of these shows. So we'll see. Brittany's gonna video that once we get over here, as I'm checking it out. So we're probably, I don't know, 5-10 minutes away, and we'll update you guys when we get there. Dude, I'd like to just walk around and see what all they got out here. Honestly.
Yeah, I know. That's it right there in front of us, isn't it?
You just don't find complete fastback cars for $2,500, you know? I say complete, you know what I mean? Like, and see, honestly, like for me, what I was kind of concerned with was really just what's in here. And I mean, because like all this rocker stuff, you can buy literally every bit of that metal. All this looks pretty good. See, there's a little bit of rust like in the frame rails, but like this is when I was telling you, which I know you're videoing, yeah. But all this I was probably going to rebuild anyway to fit the S550 subframe. So
I think it's worth it. Do you?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like, what do you expect? You know, it's.
Honestly, I was expecting it to be worse when you told me not to judge it when we got here.
Right.
Say no. I don't think it's that bad.
It's really not. Look, here's another fender. I wonder if that comes with it.
It's propped up against it, I'd say. Yeah.
There's the hood. I mean, the doors. It's got, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. It's got all the panels. Like, it's got the doors. It's got the hood. I guess this is the other door. And look, it's even got the deck lid, dude. Waiting on title. I mean, yeah. I mean, am I, like, you can't expect too much for a $2,500 50-year-old car, you know? And I mean, I'm, like, from what I see, like, it's definitely fixable. I mean, I've watched, look, I'm not some expert on restoring cars, obviously, but, like, I've watched plenty of people bring back cars worse than this over the years, you know?
I think we have a couple of those in Raiden's room.
Yeah, we probably do. And I mean, honestly, dude, these quarters ain't fucked. It's really just kind of down here.
It was like that on the other side, too, but...
Really?
It's actually not as bad as I was thinking.
No, No, it's not. Because, I mean, you got to think, too, how long has this thing been sitting? I've always liked cars like that. Like, I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you.
I think that thing's hideous.
Man, like a two-door one of those?
No.
Yeah.
Some of these things are creepy. Like, those two right there are creepy.
Yeah. Dude, that'd make such a good little, like, shop truck, though. Like, if you know, I'm not on that level yet to be building shit like that. Like, look at that. There's a 69. But it's a coupe. What is it, 66? Hey, there's me raiding a fishing boat. You know me, I'm always looking for cheap shit to work on. I don't know why. Damn. Fender, 125 bucks. Dude. That would give me a 69. I could decide if I want to do a 69 or 70 front end then. Man, this is cool, man. Look at the old white. You asked what that name Pop-Up used to haul 4 kids around in. Look at this shit. They used to probably drive these things. Look, here's a damn, it's a 4-door, but there's your Bel Air. I know you've always
Yeah, I
liked
want one of those.
that. A 2-door. Is this look, I think this is an Impala. Yeah. A lot of people take the dashes out of these and put them like in the C10.
This thing is so long.
Yes, man, it's like a boat, ain't it? That's cool.
And there's me a van.
Datsun 210. Oh man, dude, I bet that's got a bed in it. Man, I could stand out here. I could be out here all day. I don't want to be, but you know. Custom cruiser. Oh yeah, dude. It's got a fucking table in here and everything.
Can I see in there?
Yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can with the phone. Oh yeah, look.
Oh, it's open.
It's got the remote, the TV. Dude. Yes.
Oh, look how tall the ceiling
It's
is.
the shaggin' wagon. Hell, I guess we're gonna buy that motherfucker. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but look at this old diesel. Pretty cool.
I was looking at this.
Oh yeah. Damn, See, like that looks like more work to me than that Mustang. It's probably not.
Really?
No, that
Sold.
Mustang. I think I'm just to the point. Like obviously, I've never taken on something that big, but you know, you got to do it to learn it.
Yeah.
And I think my underlying skills are good enough to do it. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A roofian level build yet, but I think it could be cool. And at the end of the day, I just want to go drift the damn thing. Look at these.
That's what I was just pointing at.
Didn't you see how many are coupes? No fastback. You find coupes all day long. There's a fastback, but it's like a 71 or 2. And I mean, for me, that's not what I really like. So I wouldn't even pay $2,500 for one of these rolling. All of them coupes though, you know.
Looks like we're getting into like the newer stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Raiden. Yeah, it was pretty good. Raiden, what do you think?
Cool.
Is it?
It's broken.
Oh, it's definitely broken, ain't it? You don't want to come look at it? What'd you say?
Broke.
What'd you say when Dad was getting ready to pull in the driveway?
Uh,
He's got a what?
Mustang.
How'd you know?
Look at that.
Go ahead, good treat.
What do you think?
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that wheel.
I know. What do you think, Sissy? Is this a cool one? Because we're going to build it. What color should we paint it, Sissy?
Pink.
Pink? You would like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that round.
So today's really the first day I've got to kind of mess with the 70 inny. I've got the short block together. Car over here. I just kind of set the engine on the ground because I needed the engine hoist. But that's how I pull. I pull them all complete. Only what I need. Kind of leave all that. So here's the short block. I'm gonna finish putting it together. Probably tomorrow. I'm gonna cover it here in a minute. But, so I got the 70 over here. And I mean, this is not a perfect car by any means. But I mean, hell, what do you do? It's 53 years old, almost 54 years old, and from what it looks like, it's been sitting since probably the 70s or 80s. So, but overall, all the fastback structure is really sound, and the kicker, it had a clean title, which Alabama won't issue a title for cars this old. So I'm not gonna take that title down there. I'll just take a bill of sale and have them swap it into my name that way and kind of keep the title in case I ever want to sell it. But here, I'll kind of do like a little walk around real quick. So it looks like it was hit here, which does not even matter because it's got to have all new frame rails anyways. But what's pretty cool is like here's like the original, I guess this is like kind of like what a door plate would be now. The VIN, hand stamped, and it does match. I don't know how, like, it's even still got like the original Autolite sticker, which Autolite makes Motorcraft plugs, stuff like that. Another VIN number. Here's the intact VIN tag. So yeah, kind of zoom out. It more or less needs a whole floor pan, including the trans support. And I can't really see, like, I don't know if all the firewall is okay. I mean, I'm sure, it's got some spots. I know the Kaale under here needs replaced, but the structure of the roof and everything's fine. The upper quarters are fine, which it doesn't really matter. I'm replacing the quarters. But, yeah, this thing came with, like, a lot of parts, too. So, all the structure, though, is sound as far as I can tell. Even still has, it's 46,000 original miles, unless it's rolled over, which as long as this thing sat, I doubt it has. It's an F code car, so like pretty much just from what I can tell, a stock, but a 302 V8 with just an automatic. Most of the rot is down here in the quarters in the rear. The inner fender wells and everything look good. Yeah, and like the window seal is in good shape for this age. None of this is rotted out. Pretty sure the fender wells and all that's good. This looks good. Obviously, this is starting to rust out. But yeah, all this back here seems to be pretty great. Now, of course, you get under it. Alright, so I got the rear axle out. I opted just to cut the leaf springs. I have no intentions of using this axle. Definitely ain't using leaf springs. So just for the amount of rust, I figured that was just easier to do. And now these may come out, but at least now it'll be much easier, in my opinion, because I don't have to do it on the ground while the axle's sitting on jack stands, and I can, stand up in the air and do it, and B, it just gives me a lot more room. So So, I mean, the rear part of the frame isn't like trash. It's more of the front that needs more work. But at the same time, I'm about to take some measurements on this S197 over here, because it would be cool to more or less use like the torque boxes out of the S197 and the front floor pan. I would like to run a 3-link anyway, but you know, due to the space, I don't really know. In my opinion, 3-link is it's probably one of the best setups you can have. Worst case, you know, I'll run a 4-link in here. I want a lot of bar adjustment. For drag racing, drifting, and road race. Have plenty of adjustment in there. I'm kind of a fan of the front suspension on these cars, but to keep it, you know, there's not room for a Coyote, so that will be going. It'll either be getting S550 front stuff or like a Mustang 2 style, but I'll probably build it all myself instead of spending the money on a kit. So yeah, so that's where I'm at now. I got the rear axle out. I may be done for the day. We eat at my grandmother's on Mondays, so yeah, I'm getting ready to be done, like I said, for today. But next step will be getting all the front crap out from under here and kind of get it down to just the body and go from there. All right, so I just been messing with the car a little bit more. I ended up getting COVID, still have it, but I actually feel like doing some shit today, or I did. It's getting late now, but so far what I've done really is I just come on this side, melt it out where the factory, like they use lead here, is more like body filler. Got the rear glass out. So my plan with that, I think I want to do some flush mount glass. I think it looks a lot better. You can see, like, I started cleaning it up, looking for spot welds, which what I decided to do, and I just started cutting, but I want to kind of do an update first and maybe like time lapse it. Because I'm just going to cut this quarter out. And I may even be pretty conservative with it for now, kind of like maybe come through here. But more or less, I'm going to cut the quarter out first below this line, because that's where the new quarter panel will kind of, it'll, you know, go back in. But so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut this one out. And I may leave it that way and worry about drilling the spot welds after I have it sandblasted. But the reason I'm doing this is I at least would like to get the guy that's sandblasting it, sorry, I don't feel like taking all this off, to get the inner structure. I'd like to have it blasted and sprayed while he's got it. So, which, I mean, hell, everything else is pretty much off the car. So hopefully in the next few weeks, or, you know, even a little sooner, we can get it over there. And then after that, I'll start ordering some parts to get it put back together. Alright, so far, I got this quarter out, got the glass out. So I started cutting this quarter out, and on these cars, they were actually leaded, not body work. They use lead as the body filler for the roof panel to the quarter. So what I'm about to do is melt this lead out of here, pretty much like I did on the other side, so I at least know where my line's at. And I believe what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut this entire back out of the car and keep as much of the frame rail as I can, because I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with that. But I mean, for the most part, all this metal can be, and honestly probably should be, replaced. Good news is, I just sprayed a little rust converter on here just to see, but all this metal, the understructure, is good. So I think it'll be easiest to just cut all the bad shit out and start adding back from there, which is what I'm working on now. probably like a dumbass wearing my swim goggles, but for the sake of all this cutting, that was like the best thing I saw laying around to use to keep. I ain't taking a chance with this rust getting in my eyes. So I have a full face respirator. It starts to fog up, especially because it's humid out today. Which my little N95 mask just gave up. I think that was my last one. So if I do any more cutting, I may have to use the full face because I don't know. I ain't trying to play with this shit. But I got this. So this quarter's cut off. And see, I'm just trying to think. Like, to me, what makes the most sense, because all this shit's got to be replaced. Oh, sorry. All this shit's got to be replaced anyway. So instead of like trying to drill all these spot welds, I'm probably just going to cut it all out. The spot welds I'm more concerned with getting, not damaging too bad is through here. I don't want to damage the understructure and have to replace anything in that. So I think probably next what I'm going to do is go ahead and start cutting the back out of this car. And I'm not going to quite cut the frame rails out yet, even though I think they all need, they need replaced. But more or less just try to cut as much of this out as I can. Let's see. But yeah, right here is where we're at now. This isn't even the time consuming part yet, I doubt it. Putting it back together, it's going to be the time consuming part. But it's my first time. I mean, who'd have thought cutting up drift cars would have been a qualification to like feel more comfortable doing something like this, but it is. We'll just, it'll just take my time putting it back together, stuff like that. So, yeah, for now, I'll just, try to see where I'm at, clean up some of the floor a little bit, and I'll update you guys later on what I have going on. Alright, so went ahead, I've got the back cut out of the car. I ended up cutting the frame rails just up until where like there's some actual structural rust on the side. But as far like from here up into the floor pan, it's actually good. The torque boxes are kind of rusted though. So for now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is leave all this rear structure. I'm going to leave all the rear structure in the car. The inner wheel wells are pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and plasma out the floor pan. Go ahead and get that out of here. Just trying to make it as easy as possible to get to the, pinch welds that I have to drill out, stuff like that. I'm going to leave the outer rockers for now. So more or less, I don't think I've taken enough structure out of the car to worry about bracing it up. Plus, I've taken a pretty good bit of measurements anyway. So I feel pretty comfortable where I'm at. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut like the main floor pan out and leave the rails. Because like a full front to rear floor pan with rails is like $3 grand, and I'm not gonna spend that. I'll use the S197 before I do that. I literally have a full S197 sitting there with no title that cost me $3 grand. So I would use that entire car before I bought a floor pan for this thing. But I'm not against just buying this front piece, which is like $300. So I hadn't quite decided. I'm still leaning towards using just an S197 floor pan and then using what I can off the 70. Either way, the front end's going to have to be replaced. I mean, there's no getting around that. I mean, it's just ate up. But I've considered using S197 frame rails and then rebuilding the top with new metal like this, and then I would build my own strut towers. Well, I'll say that if I did that, I could either do two things. I could build a strut tower, or I could run a dual A-arm suspension, and that that might be another option. I just feel like I'll be able to better make my decision once I got the car kind of all the way tore down where I want it, and pretty much I think I'm going to send it to sandblasting, but there's no need to blast the whole thing when most of it's got to be cut out anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna just stick it on time lapse so you can see, you know, kind of follow along as I cut the floor out. Just make sure I don't burn my feet too bad. So I got most of just like your main floor pan cut out. The rockers are actually in really good shape in this car. Sadly, all the front frame rails and everything need replaced. I kept the rears for now. But yeah, here's where we're at. I had a guy get with me about meeting actually about an hour from here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short today to go meet the guy to hopefully sell that red car up there. That'd be nice right here for Thanksgiving. Then I'll get on that black one, hopefully get it done by the end of the year. And you know, I've been kind of slow the last few weeks with COVID and stuff like that, but I think I'm pretty well over all that. So hopefully I can get back on doing some stuff. Maybe first of the year, like super serious, you know, holiday time, and be busy doing some other stuff. But I do plan on, you know, pretty much doing as much as I can on this car, and hopefully ordering some stuff for it pretty soon, you know, just as soon as possible. But yeah, I think I'm going to take a couple measurements of the front end, which is not going to do me much good, you know, say the strut towers, but just, you know, maybe some of the windshield stuff, mainly just to check, just to have some reference points for when I cut it. But to be honest, from where it's hit at, I mean, the frame rail doesn't even look moved. That doesn't mean it's not, but I really don't think from firewall back it's definitely fine. So yeah, that'll kind of be almost tore down. I need to take a couple more measurements on some of this S197 stuff and just see where I want to go with that. Just kind of see. I know the width of the floor pan's the same, but if in the rear, you know, the floor pan and all that looks like it's gonna work, like trunk and stuff, like I'm still open to that. I would just cut that spare tire out and just sheet metal it in. So we'll see. I got a couple options, but it's like the more I take off the car, the better it looks. All right, so after, you know, as much as I've got cut out of the 70, I gotta finish cutting the front out and stuff today. I think I've decided to use this S197 to body swap that car onto for a couple of reasons. Which I have this car kind of sat with the windows down for a little bit, so like the interior's a little faded, the seats, which it is, you know, it's California special seats and stuff. But I actually have another premium interior that I may use. So I don't know, but basically I have everything for an interior. It is just a shell right now, but it's got all the wiring and everything. So with that, kind of a few things I was looking at or thinking about. I don't have a title for this car. I don't really feel like going through the process to get like an abandoned title or whatnot. The guy never sent it to me, so that kind of gets me out of that. And another thing is, which I wasn't planning on using the like a OEM floor pan for this anyway, but an entire floor pan, which this car would need, is like $3 grand, which is just, you know, so happens to be what I paid for that car. So either way, it makes more sense. Originally I wanted to use S550 front suspension. It bolts right in that. Also it takes care of motor mounts and all that, because the Coyote, all that bolts right in. See, another thing, like these frame rails are actually good from here back, but I'm not too happy with how like the torque boxes and all that. So, I'll turn my TV. But so all that needs rebuilt anyways, which I was planning on running like an S197 8.8 in the back. And I've kind of liked the idea of using S550 front suspension with a modified 3-link solid axle in the back anyways. Like my blue car that I had, I just moved it over to my grandmother's house, but so I'd already played around with that idea. So this way I can, and there's some stuff that I did on that car because it was just my first time messing with stuff like that I'd like to change, so I could incorporate that into this. It solves basically my whole issue of needing most of this metal. It also makes it, worlds easier to put a Coyote in, and I was using S197 interior anyways, so it kind of fixes a lot of those problems. And I come across a guy on YouTube, which his channel name's kind of weird, but I kind of like the way he did his rockers and stuff, so it doesn't look all stupid like literally 99% of people that do these body swaps. So I'm gonna take a page from him, and I'll name his channel once I get further along, I guess, just to give him some credit, because I mean it is, it seems like he does a lot of this type of stuff, and his cars turn out pretty nice. The only thing is I really kind of wanted to keep a factory style front metal, but so I considered cutting the strut towers out and using like a Crown Vic setup or a Mustang 2. But for now, I think I may just go with the S550 stuff and just, try and make the engine bay aesthetic with the S197 strut towers. So I'll, video as I go, cutting more on this and then starting to cut that car up. But as of now, that's the plan. So basically I got the whole front end off the car, cut off. I still got to cut all that out. I kind of readjusted it on the lift here, strap it down just so I could get in there to get the rest of that. I'm going to have to come up with something, a different way to lift it whenever I go to stick on that chassis. But for now, kind of what I'm thinking is I'm going to keep as much of this structure as I can, and I may have to replace the quarters. I'm going to have to come in here, and grind all those spot welds out. But my thinking is if I can keep most of this structure, it definitely will, keep the car's shape. So I'm considering for now just coming in here and plasma out around where the fastback structure is welded to the wheel wells, and also there's just 2 spot welds on here, and then plasma out around this, and that way hopefully the structure remains rigid. And then 2, I may come back and just graft that back into the S197 wheel wells, and I'll worry about replacing the outer body panels and stuff, say, once that car is like structurally sound. So I'm pretty much done for today. I ended up coming in here and cleaning up all the basically like pinch weld style metal left on the rockers on both sides. Considering how rusted the car was, really not too bad. As far, you know, there's a couple holes here or there, but I'll be able to patch that. The rocker overall as a whole is pretty solid. I mean, all of that is just, it's fine. You know, right there it kind of pulled with the metal. Up here was rusted some, which some of that may get cut out to fit on the S197, I don't know. Kind of the same deal on this side, but they had replaced the floor pan in this car. It looks like they used like silicone bronze or something like that. Got a little rust spot here. But aside from that, like this rocker also is super solid all the way back. So I'm almost done cutting it. My plasma cutter decided, the handle decided to take a shit. So I won't have my plasma cutter till, because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So I have to order in like a repair in for that handle. And then I think I'm going to come in here and plasma out the wheel wells and leave the structure. And I may just bolt something between there, between these two. But I mean, overall the car's still pretty rigid. Plus I took measurements between the rockers and in between the like fastback structure, stuff like that. So yeah, I think overall it's coming along. I think I'm about, hold on, I'll swap the camera. I think I'm getting close to where I need to be as far as like to sit this down on an S197, which again, I hadn't even started cutting up an S197, so but yeah, I'm pretty happy with where this one's at. Just glad the rockers aren't as good a shape as they are. You know, not saying I won't have to replace something in them, or you know, even replace one, but the outer rockers are pretty solid. So just for now, I'm going to use those the way they are to set it down on the S197, and I'll worry about replacing like the body panels, or you know, any of the other metal I need to replace once I kind of have this fit on that car. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get that car pulled in here and start disassembling it. That's kind of my plan. Well, it's Thanksgiving, so which my wife still, she tested positive for COVID, so I don't know if we're going anywhere. We cooked Thanksgiving Monday, so for the most part, you know, it may just be another normal day for us. So I may be down here working. If I am, I'll record some and update you guys. All right, so it's Thanksgiving Day. I ended up coming out here about an hour or two ago and got this S197 in the shop, and more or less just kind of stripped the front end off of it and the doors. I think that's all I'm gonna do today. I got a local guy that wants these vent covers for his for one of his Mustangs, and I think he wants these wheels too. So I think I'm gonna hold on to the wheels for now, but I'm gonna go ahead and sell those to him. And I believe I'm just gonna try and part most of the parts out off of this car, which would be pretty cool because, you know, give me some of my money back. But I was kind of thinking, worst case scenario down the road, if I ever work on my blue S197 that I kind of messed with for a while again, at least I have all the body panels for that car. So yeah, I'm gonna actually strip everything out of this car, because I believe once I get everything, you know, kind of done, I'm gonna go ahead and have it painted and all that bare, from like a bare chassis. So plus the other seats I have are actually in better shape than these California Special ones. There's in the black car in the driveway, it's got like a Sync 2 screen in it and stuff, so I'm considering swapping this into that car and you know, possibly using that. I've also considered, because I'm building a Gen 2 short block for this car, but I'm kind of considering doing, go ahead and ordering Gen 2 heads and doing like a S550 Gen 2 body harness with, I mean, I already have the S197 dash, but I don't know, I think it might be cool to do like a digital cluster. I hadn't quite made up my mind on all that because I already have everything for the S197 stuff, computer and all that, which would make this a whole lot more cheaper. But I kind of think it would be cooler to have the Gen 2 stuff in it. So we'll see. Hopefully over the weekend I can go ahead and get this thing mostly cut up how I want it. And then from there, I can get it, you know, at least pushed out and probably on this side, so I can start fitting this to it. And I have a guy with a Mustang want me to put a set of gears in it coming. So yeah, I think from there, hopefully this weekend I can at least get one of these Coyotes tore down and get those heads to the machine shop Monday. So I'll go ahead and get that black car going and get it sold. So that's kind of the plans for now. I'll continue to update you guys as I, start getting this done.